One world, one crew. Alrighty, we are recording.
We are recording.
One
This
Crew
is
Podcast.
One Crew Podcast.
Right back at you. Dylan,
This is Matthias.
and today I want to talk about 22nd century thinking, Matthias.
Yeah, okay, well, you got to tell me what that means.
Right.
What does that mean to you?
So, for me, what I'm thinking of whenever that's a pretty big statement, right? But
Yeah, you're saying it's a whole century of statements, man.
right. So, the way that so especially with the school system, this is how I got, whenever I was thinking back in high school, a lot of people realize that the school system, we are in the 21st century, but we're teaching from the 19th century system, right?
Yeah.
So why haven't we evolved? And we've tried to, right, getting computers and all that stuff in there, but the curriculum, the core of it is still the 19th century system.
Yeah, with standardized testing and all that.
Yes, exactly.
It's been shown to be, pretty bad for actual teaching.
Yeah, it's not, right? It's not good actual teaching of children, actually molding their minds to actually, be somebody, right? It's putting them into the system of be the 9 to 5, you've got your hours, structured hours, and this is what you're doing every day, and it's mindless, taskful.
That's what school
and
was
that's
designed
what it
for.
is. That's what it is,
Yeah.
right? We know this, and not everybody does. So that's basically where I got this idea from, is because of the school system being fucked up and corrupt for real. This is where I thought of a 22nd century school system, but that was just a thought in my head. But whenever you apply just the word thinking to it, in my mind, you and I like to say we are pretty mindful people. We're pretty aware. We try to be as considerate as we can. All of those super positive goals things, those are the things that we preach.
Strive to.
We
strive
preach, and
to.
we try to model our talk after our walk. You gotta, what is it? You gotta walk the talk. Is that what it is?
You can't. You gotta walk the talk. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the saying. You gotta be saying what you're walking. You can't
Exactly.
be pretending that you're something you're not.
Exactly. So, 22nd century thinking in itself is that, right? The being mindful and being positive and being that extra being, opening up that third eye in a sense and allowing yourself to really just look towards the future, because so far I feel like we've just had this repetitive, insane, toxic way of humans, right? We just keep on doing the same dumb shit, right? But I think now, with the turn of the technology age and all of this, I think it's a fact that we have been
More
connected
Yeah.
the most right now, right? So, if we can all think in the 22nd century way by thinking towards the future and actually realizing that we are one crew, that we all are the same beings, just having different interests or different...
Starting in different locations.
Yeah, exactly. But we're all the same characters, right? It's all the same. With that realization, I feel like humanity will strive towards those actually groundbreaking, societal bringing togetherness, that shit that will actually, I think that could be a starting point. Is that basis of 22nd century thinking. That's what I think.
So 22nd century thinking, coming together, realizing that we're all one people.
Mm-hmm.
We really are all one people. And talking about that, there's a lot of countries there that don't have the freedom that we have as Americans. 'Cause
Exactly.
We are in America, and every country has its flaws. America is a country that is riddled with flaws,
Mm-hmm.
but every country is riddled with flaws.
Exactly.
And objectively speaking, America's a pretty great country. We get to talk, we get to express ourselves. There really isn't that much
Freedom of religion,
yeah,
freedom of press, all the
it's a pretty
freedoms
good
that we
freedom,
have.
yeah. And talking about becoming, this 22nd thinking is really easy for us to broadcast this in America. But there's places like China where they have an internet lockdown, and
Yeah.
they're never gonna get this message.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't so much about our message as it is about like the realities of the world. Sometimes
Right.
we're not gonna get through China with smiles,
No.
and we're not gonna get through China with guns either.
Nope. It's not gonna work
We'll
like
just
that.
make them hate us.
Yeah. We'll make whatever survivors hate us.
Yeah, we'll make whatever survivors hate us. So I just wanna say that like there is a certain point where we are trying to be positive. We're trying to bring people together. We're trying to bring people, but it's all about just getting the ball rolling.
Right. Right.
It's
Starting
not-
the conversation.
Yeah, starting the conversation. It's starting small. It's doing the
Mhm.
little things for people out in the streets.
Exactly.
It's seeing a guy who's down on his luck, giving him a place to stay.
Yeah.
It's seeing a guy who doesn't have, who is begging for money, and it's you going out to McDonald's. You taking those 5 minutes, buying him a meal.
Right.
Don't give him the money.
Yeah.
Buy him a meal.
Because he's probably a lot more hungry, and you don't know exactly what he's gonna do with the cash.
You don't know what he's gonna do with the cash.
Yeah.
But if you give somebody food and they are begging for money and they are not grateful,
Then you know that they weren't actually looking for the money.
they weren't looking for the money. They weren't
Mhm.
looking for the help. They were looking. They were looking for the money,
Right.
but they
right.
weren't looking for the help.
Exactly.
They were just being greedy.
Mm-hmm.
I think
just
that's
trying to
and
abuse you.
talking about greed and everything. I think it's pretty apparent right now that people should have a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
We're talking about 22nd century thinking. I think it's barbaric to think that we should allow everybody just to amass as much wealth as they want.
Yeah, that is a really interesting topic, just because it's like when you get to that, right, you have to have the government intervene on some level,
Which you don't.
which
you don't
I'm
like.
not. I'm not a personal fan of, but whilst I believe that capitalism is the most beautiful beast that
It
was
is
created,
beautiful. Yes.
it could have a limit. Nobody needs a fucking $1 trillion.
Nobody needs $1 billion.
Nobody needs that. So, in my opinion, what I would do is I would cap it at $2 billion. That's
$2 billion?
Yeah, I would cap it. Like, that's what you're allowed to do. You can spend that and then reoccur it, but
Well, the thing with that amount of money is that
it's
you
almost
can't
impossible.
spend it.
Yes, I know, because you like there's just normal things in this world.
I think it would be like $10,000 every second for 200 years.
Right. with 22nd century thinking, that money should just go back into the economy. You reinvest in other businesses. You repurpose money, and you don't actually keep it. You see, you just it's just the handout. It's not necessarily.
See, that's what I agree with. That's 100% what I agree with. I don't think the government should take the money from them, but if somebody has $2 billion in their bank account,
you're not gonna fucking use
they
it.
have these assets, they have 6 houses, they have all these things,
Right.
You either gotta fucking use it
Or give
or
it to somebody
give it to
who
the
can.
community. Give
Yeah.
it to somebody who can use it.
Yeah.
And this isn't some communism spiel about how everybody should get the same things no
Right.
matter what,
No.
because
no.
they shouldn't.
No.
But as a society, it's kind of like,
Why do you need 6 houses?
I don't care if they tax me more if someone else lived.
That is another thing, like with health insurance and all that. I think it's barbaric that people don't think that it's like it's not gonna raise taxes that
It
much.
will. It will. It totally will raise taxes. Maybe not that much. You know?
Right.
It won't be this crazy thing.
I
but
haven't done any specific research about
Well,
overall or free
with-
healthcare and all that. So
without
I don't know.
without even doing research, it's just it's a simple fact. If we're providing healthcare, we're gonna have to tax the money.
Mhm.
People's taxes are gonna rise. But if everybody gets healthcare, then we would lower the prices of everything to a
Right.
governmental standard where we're like, this is what's fair. You can't as a pharmaceutical company
Overpriced
buy
everything.
all these patents
Yeah.
and then raise the price to $365, which is that's what they did with
Yeah.
insulin. Used to be $50. One big pharma company bought all the patents, bought all the insulin manufacturer, raises the prices. You know,
Fucked up, man.
and it's 22nd century thinking, saying, you know, that shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah,
We
right.
we progress.
We need to progress
through that.
Exactly, and we need to cut all that shit out where it's just like barbaric human greed, because that's what you said, right? It's greed. It's all just human greed, wanting money, power, individual status, whatever the fuck it is for you. But that's what it is, right? It's greed haunting us.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what we've been haunted through all the other previous centuries.
Yeah.
It's just people with greed wanting more power,
Exactly.
wanting more money, wanting more women, you know, like this isn't anything new. This is Genghis Khan, this is Hitler, this is Caesar. This is the thing that's been pushing humanity.
Right.
It's that greed.
And
I think it's what needs to change.
Yeah, we just need to realize that we are all one crew.
Yeah,
and I love I love being able to repeat this.
You shit. Like the one crew?
Yeah, dude,
We're
it's
all
so
one
fucking
crew.
nice because it's just facts, bro. This is it. We are one crew, and if everybody can realize the things that we're talking about, that it's okay if we have to pay a little bit more just to let somebody else live. That's how we get to the next step, because this mortal realm, wherever we are, not to get like fucking psychedelic or nothing like that, but just like the
or
paths,
spiritual.
Yeah, spiritual or anything like that. I'm not like digging, but like the reality that we live in is definitely not our final journey.
No, I think
there is absolutely something beyond this 3D existence.
Yeah, I don't presume to know what's on the other side.
Yeah.
But I think it's very naive to think that there isn't something more.
Right.
That there isn't something that you can see the fringes of, you know.
Absolutely.
You may not be able to grasp the concept of what comes after our life or after our existence as human beings. Mm-hmm. But in many ways, I think our existence is just the universe experiencing itself.
Exactly.
And when we die, we return to the universe.
Yeah, we're just another cell.
We're just another cell in the existence of the universe.
Exactly, dude.
One crew of the universe.
Crew. Exactly. But bringing it back to the 22nd century thinking, right? Keep on saying, like, the future, and that's, like, you know, pretty vague, you know, like, I talk to some people, and they say that if it's not, like, us working together to get off of this planet, then it's not the right way. If we're not working together to save the planet, then it's not the right way. And there's so many things that are, like, you know, up in the air about, like, what the future should be, you know? And that's something where I think that if we, as humans, could all realize what we're talking about, this 22nd century thinking and trying to really think about towards the future, I think we could all actually come to some serious compromise. Because with this topic, right, it includes, like, the 22nd century thing, it includes talking it out, speaking, you know, communication on all forms, letting everything out, getting everything that needs to be said, that's important, and then from there, decisions can be made.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. There's a big part of coming together. We have to understand the people, and especially with how fucking big our world is. Not every place can do the same shit.
Not everybody. Yes, you're right. Like, not the countries, like you said, right? We can't talk to these people. Yes, and that is always going to be a roadblock, because there are people who are currently greedy and don't want information like this to hit their ears.
But there's a lot of people in China who do want this, and there's a lot of people in North Korea who do want this.
Exactly.
Who are working on their own way and are working on their own path on their country.
Damn right.
To do what they can.
Exactly.
And you know, it's not fair to say this, but I may not know a lot of their names, but there's people right now in China, in communist, in concentration camps, for fighting, for bringing people's rights together. You know.
I mean, that's what they do over there.
And it shows you, you know, like, coming together as one people is like also realizing there is bad people out there who are in control of other countries.
Yep.
But in those countries, there are good people who are trying to change things.
Right. But we just literally can't hear about it because of the control of information. The winners write the history books. You know, it's just all the same bullshit every time. But just like they're doing their part,
we have to do our part.
We have to do our part and try to help everybody that we can and try to get our messages out there. And yeah, it's tough because, you know, talking like that, you know, we would love to. I would love to fucking get like some fucking connections to where we have like one crew stationed in every fucking country, dude. That would be a fucking beautiful thing.
That would be a beautiful thing.
But like, how do we go about that, right? You know, it's just steps for the future.
Yeah, it's just
and
steps for the future.
Those are the things that we need to think about, you know, helping the other person, even if they're not in our country, you know, maybe that the ideas that these people have will contribute to our end goal.
That's the right mindset. I agree with that 100%. That's the right mindset. But I also think it's important that we realize as individuals, you know, we have to do what we can in the present.
Right.
We can't get boggled down by thinking about the future.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to understand that we have to do sacrifices now to get the future we want.
Right.
We have to work on the things we can affect. You know, we have to talk, we have to communicate, we have to help people out.
Mm-hmm.
All those little interactions that are meaningless to us as individuals have meaning to someone else.
Yeah. Damn right. It's all one big circle.
It's all one big circle, yeah.
You can't focus on the future too much because as you're focusing on the circle over here, you're not worrying about all these other circles. And so you got to make sure that you're worried about the whole entire thing.
Thing?
Yeah.
And you got to be in the present.
Yeah, you got to be in the present, in the fucking zone, all
grounded.
the time. Yeah, and that's like, I guess really that is in the essence
of
22nd century thinking. I wish, you know what, I'm gonna try to fucking draw something, and every time that I get another topic of that circle, I'm gonna fucking fill it out, because it's so difficult to explain exactly what I mean with it, and like a lot of people understand because you make the circle, and it's like all of these topics, you know, they always, like growth topics, you always can connect them in some fucking circle. You always can, because they all
interact. Have the inherent similarities.
Exactly. So you can always, there are always some sort of synonyms that you're always connecting with each other, right? And when you're talking about this big broad picture of 22nd century thinking, you have one massive fucking circle, and that would just be like a cool ass thing. Like that could be a shirt or something.
Yeah,
that'd be dope as fuck.
22nd.
I'll try to get onto that.
That would be pretty nice.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But you're talking about 22nd century thinking, you know, with people out there, you know, if you're struggling with something right now, you know, it's not gonna bother you in 5 years. You really gotta take a step back and think, in 5 years, how much is this thing today? Like, how much is the emotional turmoil I'm experiencing today because of someone being a piece of shit to me, someone being an asshole, someone being rude to me?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I gonna let them affect me if it wouldn't affect me in 5 years?
Damn
if
right.
I wouldn't even remember it in 5 years.
Damn right.
You know, but the positivity you have today, smiling at somebody, you know, telling them thank you, you know, being polite, being grateful, being gracious, you know. I think that's a big thing. It's being gracious, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people nowadays who don't have any grace when they get something. Who don't have any grace.
They don't appreciate it.
They don't appreciate anything.
Mm-hmm.
They don't realize what its real value is.
Right. That's
like
somebody.
a fucking table. Just a fucking table.
Right.
That was a tree. That was a tree that lived for 50 years.
Could have been 100 years. Yeah.
100 years maybe, you know, if this is some good fucking wood. You know, this is something that existed before you were born that has been turned into a table by somebody else's either hands or machines that were built over centuries of human ingenuity to make you this table, and you don't appreciate it.
Yeah, you just toss it.
You just toss it. You just waste it. You just break it. And you just buy a new table because you don't care about the actual value. You just want the money.
Mm-hmm.
You just like that greed.
You just want the looks of it. You know, if it's fucking, if you want to paint your walls and now it's not fitting your fucking color scheme, you're gonna throw away a perfectly good hardwood table. Cool, that pissed me off.
Yeah,
I get mad as fuck.
It gets you mad as fuck, man.
As a woodworker, just the disrespect.
Yeah. And it's the same thing with people who demean or look down on people who work either manual labor, fast food.
Talk about
work
like,
at Walmart, work anywhere.
trash jobs, trash workers. Like I was just fucking talking to Josh about this. Was fucking
They make a lot of
they
money.
make a good ass amount
They
of
make
money.
more than teachers usually.
Hella good benefits, and it's growing up. You heard so much shit about it. Like, come on,
No one wants to be a trash man.
Nobody wants to be a trash man. Come on, guys. That is a beautiful, beautiful job. You gotta deal with shit and fucking garbage, but you're getting paid for it a good ass amount. Like, it is worth the. I don't know. You know, it's just tough.
Everything is worth the money, and there is no bad job. Every single
There is no bad job.
There are probably some bad jobs out there.
I would say,
but there is no bad job.
By definition of the term bad, yes, of course. But your bad job could be somebody else's fucking favorite thing in the world, or it could be somebody else's like last chance, you know, or something like that.
What I meant with that was more of the semantics of like
Right.
a job can have a toxic work environment for
Right,
you.
like a
bad
place,
boss,
right,
doesn't get paid, so that's a bad job.
Yeah.
But there is no
That's what I
bad
meant.
job as in
The way
you
that
know,
I was saying.
yeah, a
There
job.
is no bad
There
job.
is no
A
bad
job is fucking money, and you better appreciate that. The fact that you're able to be on your two legs and fucking moving and being able to make money just from somebody else offering that, that is
It's
a huge
beautiful.
thing. That is a huge thing. We used to not have that. We used to fucking have to graze in the fucking forest to get some fucking meat and fucking berries and shit. Going off on a crazy little tangent right there, but
But but
the
the point
appreciation.
is you have to appreciate every job, and you have to
Mhm.
appreciate the people who work those jobs.
Exactly.
Because you know they're just like you.
Yeah, we're all just people.
We're all just people. We all have our dreams. We all have they're working
Goals
for
and
their family.
aspirations.
They're working for the things they love. You know,
Exactly.
they're working for everything they care about.
Exactly. They got mouths to feed just like you do.
And I think it's important that we also talk about how our schools and everything. We don't have any sort of classes to teach empathy towards individuals.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, and that's what's going on with what I was talking about in the beginning was we're doing this 19th century school system just because they're just training us to be fucking workers in the garbage ass world of fucking doing 9 to 5 shit. And you know, I want to take a second. If you're doing that and you're having fun and you're doing the office work and that's like your thing, and you're on the computer typing up documents or whatever, that's your thing. Go fucking for it. All the better to you.
But you're probably there for the money.
But you're probably there for the money. I guarantee you most people in an office aren't there because that's what they love. Me, I could never fucking work in an office. Like, I'm just too antsy, you know. You know me. I'm fucking woodworker.
you wouldn't.
I just built a forge, a metalworking forge over the last 2 days. I bought an oil drum spent $24 at the junkyard, got some parts, and boom, now I've got a fucking.
Now he's got a fucking forge.
Yeah, that like actually works. And
How long did it take you from the time you were thinking, I kind of want to do a forge?
2 days.
To 2 days.
2 days. 2 days
In
ago, I
2
had the
days.
idea, and then now it's working.
In 2 days, he was able to make a forge.
Yeah.
Human
Really?
ingenuity.
Yeah. Just
It's
bada
not-
bing, bada boom.
It's not hard,
No.
but it's not.
It was a little difficult, but it wasn't like hard.
It's not hard to figure out. It's simple,
Exactly.
but you have to work at it.
Exactly.
There's
exactly.
nothing in this life that you can't look at and make a plan and be like, in 5 years I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like talking about MMA, it's not fucking hard.
Right.
It's not hard to
Uh-uh.
hit somebody.
Uh-uh.
It's not hard to figure out how to start punching it, but it is fucking difficult. What you said, it is fucking difficult to train,
Mm-hmm.
to keep your shoulders up, to keep
Yeah.
that good technique, to extend the fist fully, to
Exactly.
rotate correctly.
But you're doing it. You just got to do it.
But you just gotta fucking do it.
Just do it.
You can't be complaining about how fucking hard it makes you feel, how difficult it is in the second,
Mm-hmm.
because that's just you being weak.
Just weak.
And it was said by Jesus that the meek will inherit the earth.
The weak.
The meek,
The meek.
which is just another word
Mhm,
for weak.
mhm.
And besides the fact that this was already translated from Jewish, I can't remember the actual word for the Jewish language.
I have no idea.
But besides the fact that it's already been translated, brought into English and everything,
Mhm.
the meek will inherit the earth. That never made sense to me.
It makes sense now, though, right?
That the meek will inherit the earth.
Yeah. I think it makes sense.
You think it makes sense?
So to me, what that means is, so meek in my definition is like weak, but not necessarily weak, just weak-minded with corrupt thoughts, or they have nefarious reasons. That's what a meek person is to me. I don't actually know the definition of it, so maybe if I don't know the definition, then this would totally be mute, right? But just like how we're talking is like with this greed and the nefarious reasonings, that's what it means. And the meek have and will inherit the earth.
Yeah.
To me, that's what that's saying.
I get that. I feel like that makes sense. The way I look at it, and the reason why it doesn't make sense to me, is that everybody can be strong, but it's a different kind of strength. You know, you can't expect a marathon runner to lift weights. You can't expect a woodworker, you know, to become a
ballerina.
Chef,
yeah,
a ballerina.
yeah.
You know, there's all these different types of strengths that individuals can access and hone in on. But that is your responsibility to do.
Exactly. I see what you're saying.
Like that is an individual's responsibility to be like,
this is what I want.
This gives me purpose.
This
fills me. This
and
fulfills
I've got to chase it.
And I'm gonna chase it.
Exactly. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
And with talking about 22nd century thinking and coming around in a big circle, this is what we've been saying. You know, you have to realize yourself. You know, you have to make those affirmations. I am blank motherfucking blank.
Damn right.
And this is what I am.
Exactly.
You accept yourself. You love yourself. But you also gotta, by loving yourself, you also gotta understand you can change. You know,
right?
Like, for example, talking about fat acceptance.
Fat acceptance.
Yeah, fat acceptance. You know that movement, correct?
It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, it makes no sense.
It's ridiculous, and it makes no fucking sense because if you love yourself, how can you not want yourself to improve?
Right, and be healthy.
Be healthy. That is something I never understood. You know, I love myself a lot. You know, I there's no one I love more than myself.
Damn right.
I'm a fucking cocky little motherfucker, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm sexy. I'm
cute as
the
shit.
best,
you know?
motherfucker.
Gotta appreciate.
Big dick, fucking big energy,
big
fucking
dick
everything.
energy. You know, I don't have this 8-inch penis. I'm not gonna lie, but I got that energy.
Damn right.
Because you know I got what I got, and I'm happy with what I got.
Fuck yeah, exactly.
You know, it never didn't work. You know,
damn right.
There's people whose penises don't work.
Yeah.
There's people who have micro penises. You
yeah.
know, and
if you do have
a micro penis,
we're not talking shit.
We're not talking shit.
You just gotta love yourself.
This is a medical condition.
Yeah.
You have a micro penis, you know, and you know, unfortunately, that's gonna fucking affect your life.
Yeah.
And there's no way to beat around that bush. But fucking good for you.
And love yourself.
Love yourself and figure out what you can do to improve yourself.
Exactly.
You know, you want to be a ripped guy with a micro penis? Be a ripped guy with a micro penis. You don't give a fuck about that.
Let's get off.
You know, you can be a fat dude with a micro penis. It's cool. God. But you know, like it's just there's so many problems that people have. You know, you just gotta accept it and move fucking on.
Exactly.
You know, you don't like the way that you look. You feel trapped in your body.
Then you accept it.
You have to accept that you feel trapped in your body.
And then you say, do you want to keep on feeling like this?
Yeah. You got to figure out what you can do to change it.
And then you figure out if that answer is a yes or no.
Is a yes or no, yeah.
And then let's figure out, if it's yes, let's figure out what to do and change it, right? Let's put in those fucking steps. Just like every fucking thing, man.
But also with talking about that, like, you know, if you feel trapped in your body, you could also look at it and be like, what do I have to do so I don't feel this way?
Yeah. Yeah, another form of the question.
Another form of the question. Another way to look at the answer. Not everything is just black and white. Not everything is just gray, you know? 22nd century thinking is realizing we're all in this together. There's a lot of ways to do things. Everybody's fucking different, but that's what makes fucking humans special. There's fucking pygmies in Africa who look completely fucking different to me. They look like, you know, if you honestly put me next to a pygmy from Africa,
they're gonna look a lot different.
They're gonna look a lot fucking different.
But
but they're still fucking human.
Yeah.
I'm
Your
still fucking
skeleton
human.
structure is
Our
probably the
skeletons
exact same.
are exactly the same for a
Yeah.
reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Muscle fiber, genetics, stomach biome, all those little things change. But we are all just motes of dust made from the fucking ashes of dead stars
Literally.
that created form into this beautiful expression, which is humanity and is humans.
Yeah. Dude, what a fucking cosmic way
Little
to explain that. Fuck
fucking cosmic way, man.
Dude, it's facts, though.
It's why
it's literal truth.
It's literal truth, and it's why it pisses me off when people think they can't do shit.
Right.
Your skeleton was made from the bones of dead stars. Like, it's literally dead stars have condensed and exploded and
Then there we
flung
are.
all this shit, and eventually
After 2
built.
million years or something like that, here we are.
And here we fucking are, and you're just afraid of taking the jump? You're afraid of working hard because you will fail?
You're afraid of enjoying yourself? Come
You gotta
on, man.
enjoy yourself, man.
Come on.
You gotta live in pleasure, and if it's not pleasure of today, it's pleasure that you will get because you realize what you're sacrificing.
Exactly.
I
fucking love that, man.
talking about pleasure, talking about all this shit, I also think you gotta let that shit go.
Pleasure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta let a
desires.
lot of desires go,
Yeah.
But that's more of a Buddhist thing,
Dude, no, it's that. I mean, yes, of course, like Buddhist. That's like I feel like that's where that originated. All of that, like letting that go and all that stuff. But even like I don't practice anything like that, But it applies to fucking everything.
It applies
If
to everything,
you
yeah.
Let go of all of your desires, you will be fucking happy, dude.
In Buddhism, those aren't called the Ten Commandments. It's not called something like this, which was derived from the Buddha. It's called the fundamental truth, because it's something fundamental. If you let go of your desires, you're not gonna be miserable because you no longer have those desires.
Exactly.
And it sounds kind of bad, but like, if your dream is to be this Hollywood actor and you're miserable on your daily life because because this is what you want to be, and you're not putting in any fucking effort, you're not working for it, you're not doing all the shit that you have to do if you want to be it, you gotta let that shit go.
Right. Is it actually what you want?
Is it actually what you want? Because if it is actually what you want, why are you not willing to do whatever it takes to get there?
Exactly.
Talking about doing whatever it takes, like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of like sexual exploitation going on in Hollywood and has happened, but like, some people are willing to do whatever it fucking takes, and they don't care.
Yeah.
That's power to them. Cardi B, she was a stripper. She used to rob people for fucking money, and that's not a good thing. But she did what it took to make money.
Yeah, to get to where she needed to be.
She did what it took to get where she needed to be. Kim Kardashian, there's all these people who I don't respect as individuals.
But you gotta respect their business.
They got there.
Yeah.
They did it.
Yeah.
The fact that they got what they wanted, fame, money. It's.
You gotta respect it, man.
You gotta respect that. You can't hate on it.
Because you're just gonna belittle your own self right there.
Yeah, but you can't be fucking caring about it either.
Right, exactly. It doesn't fucking matter. It literally doesn't matter.
Cardi B tries to give me economic advice. I don't give a fuck. She can go fuck herself.
Yeah. I'm not
She
gonna
makes
listen
some
to
good
her.
rap. Well,
I don't really like her music either. But that's whatever. We're not gonna bash.
Not
on
gonna
her.
bash on her music too much.
No.
But 22nd century thinking. There's a lot of ways that people can apply this on their life, and it's all about that growth mindset.
That's all it is. That's gonna be every single episode. It's gonna be reiteration. It's just gonna be a different form of it. That's all. That's what we're gonna be talking about every single time.
Yeah, it's ways to grow. How you can grow in this way, and what we would do to grow in that way. 22nd century thinking. 5-year plan. You ever made a 5-year plan?
Fuck yeah. All
right. How about you explain to everybody who doesn't know what a 5-year plan is?
Well, my 5-year plan
Your
is
5-year
just like,
plan.
I have a lot of things in place, and it kind of, you always want to like tweak it with like where you're going.
It has to be living. It has to be changing.
But mainly, focus on crafts where am I forging or woodworking, and I really wanted, like I was telling you earlier, felt like I was sleeping during this last winter, so I want to get back into it and start learning everything, right? But at the true essence in my 5-year plan is support my wife, support me, support my crafts, and learn every single time that I can, every single opportunity that I have, learn. I have a lot of stuff written down too, like money things, but that is one thing.
You're figuring out what you need to do to keep yourself and your family afloat while you develop yourself.
Mm-hmm. But those things you can't always trust on. Like, don't write it down just once. Write it down 5 times a year, because it's gonna change just like everything else. And it's just like you gotta keep on updating and keep on going for it and keep on growing and keep on attacking it.
It's so fucking crazy to me that some people don't want to change.
Yeah, it's sad.
It's very sad. How fucking boring.
Yeah.
Staying the same, not growing, just what is the term for entropy?
Entropy.
Yeah. Entropy is remaining the same and being stuck. It's basically being stuck in a loop.
Yeah. Insanity, essentially.
It's insanity.
Yeah.
Is another definition for insanity, as per what Albert Einstein says on the internet.
Mm-hmm. Man, what was I just about to fucking say? If you are coming home and you're just sitting on TV and watching cartoons or your fucking reality shows or whatever the system has gotten you into, that's the stuff that you need to look at, those fucking habits that you're building that you need to change.
The habits that you have today are going to make you who you're going to be in 5 years.
Exactly. What you're doing right now is literally what you're going to be doing in 5 years, guys. So just think about that.
You're eating fast food.
Every day.
Fast food, you're young. You're still skinny, you might have a little flab right here, those little fat over here, All
that's going to catch the fuck up.
That's gonna catch up, and not even just on your physical appearance, because that's
your
vain.
emotions. Your fucking.
Yesterday I ate pizza, and I ate pizza the night before, and I swear to fucking God, I felt so fucking terrible the entire day.
There's too much dough, huh?
I just felt slow. I felt depressed.
Yeah.
I felt negative, and I was like, "Fuck this food, man."
Dude. I understand. That's it. Food is surprisingly important.
It affects you.
Surprisingly important.
It affects you.
No. But I think we're going to leave it on that. Wrap up time.
So wrap up time.
Yep.
Talking about 22nd century thinking, your habits today, change them for the future. Looking at people, change how you treat them.
Exactly. The way you are today is who you are going to be in 5 years.
How you treat people today,
is how you're going to treat people.
It's how you're going to fucking treat people. And do you really want to be that piece of shit no one likes?
Mm-mm.
If you're being brutally honest, that's good.
Right.
In a way. You can't just be brutally honest to a random person.
I see what you're saying now. Mm-hmm.
You have
to do it. Yeah.
But if someone asks you for help and you go, well, man,
like
you
me to
tried
you,
pretty hard.
Yeah, no, me to you, we 100%
fucking brutally honest
all the time.
Yeah, don't. If you care about somebody, you gotta be fucking honest.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about that, care about people, love people. It's all one love. It's all one crew. It's all one world.
Damn fucking right. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Y'all have a good one.